evening. How's it going? Yes, we're back for another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How are all of you lovely people? Let's see how you all are and who is in chat right now. Let's have a look. Let's go right back to me. And Gozzo was the first one here. He was here 20 minutes early. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Dan, hello. Mr. Game Tank, how are you? He's going to try and get 8 for 8 tonight, or Gozzo's going to try and go for 8 for 8 tonight. We'll see. We have got 8 games, so that's lucky, because if we hadn't, that would have balls that right up. Danka, good evening. How are you, sir? Good. Jesse, oh, God, not this guy. Yes, this guy. You're going to have to put up with this guy for 2 hours or so. So there you go. Mr. Carrot, Will, hello. Yo, good evening. Manic, good evening. Alexia's here. I need food. Be back in a little bit. That's fine. Go look. Go get food. Then come back and watch. Appreciate that. Iquel, evening. How you doing? Miss Ginger Ninja. Hello. How are you, lovely? Hope you're well. Scrolling down. Flame, good evening. How you doing? Voice commands won't work, Will. They don't work on the talk show because otherwise we'd never get anything fucking done. Just so you know. But they work on all other streams. They're only turned off on this one. Obviously, he wasn't here last week because my phone sucks and I don't get any signal. So I didn't know he couldn't make it. But you must have missed him from last week's show. But he is back. Please give it up for the co-host that knows the most. It's Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. I assume my message must have come through by now from last week.
Do you know what? It came through like about 12 hours later, like the afternoon after the show. I left the house and then my phone went beep. Got your message. Can't make it to the show. Thanks. Sent it like 6 o'clock or whatever time you sent it and only came through. So yeah, don't ever send me a text here. I never fucking get it. Send me WhatsApps or messages. I get that. But there you go.
I'll put an advert in the local paper next time.
I'm more likely to see that quicker than anything else. How are you, sir?
Oh, good. Thank you.
What you been playing?
I've been playing a few things. I've been playing 3 of the things we're talking about tonight, so I'll talk about those as they come up.
Okay.
But otherwise, I've been carrying on with Silent Hill 2. Sorry, I've got a fly buzzing around me. I've been carrying on with Silent Hill 2, and it might come over to you. I've tried to pass it over that way. And getting on quite well with that. Quite far into it now. Where am I at? I'm in Toluca Prison at the moment. I think I'm near the end of that section.
Okay.
I think I've got like 2 main sections after that before I'd finish it. I'm still enjoying it, but I am getting to the point where I would be happy to be done with it.
Yeah, because
I think I've read a few people say it's about it. You know, it has been lengthened than the original game.
Yeah, it's a longer game than the original.
Yeah, so they definitely padded out some sections. And when you get to the prison and you pick up the map, and it keeps going. You've got the first floor, second floor, third floor, basement, another section.
Yeah.
How much is here? Oh God, it's going on a long time.
That will probably grate with me because I'm in the hospital at the moment. So I've not played it as much the last week because obviously I haven't been around. But I'm in the hospital. I'm about halfway through the hospital, and I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. But I think there's always a point with some games where you kind of go, this has kind of gotten to the point where it should have ended by now. And when I start to feel that, that's when I know I'm starting to enjoy a game.
It does get a bit tedious then, doesn't it? It's like, oh, freaking out.
Yeah.
Another nurse to batter to death with a lead pipe.
Yeah, or shotgun to the face.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to carry on and finish it. It's just that, like you, I'm at the point where it could have been done a while ago. I didn't really need to pad it out, I don't think. They just tend to these days, don't they? Tend to make games longer than they need to be.
I know, and it just annoys me slightly. There you go. Jesse says, God, this Halloween costume is fucking hideous. Take off the scary mask. I should explain what happened, actually, because everyone was probably expecting us to be dressed up, because when we do the Halloween special, we do get dressed up. But my costume, apparently, I got told earlier today, isn't turning up until the 15th of November, even though I ordered it nearly 2 weeks ago, even though it was supposed to turn up yesterday. So then I kind of said to everyone, don't bother getting dressed up. So then Dave immediately sent his costume back. And then our guest was like, no, I'm still getting dressed up. And then me and Dave are just in jumpers. So, we failed the mission, clearly, but our guest hasn't. Hello, Ems. How are you doing? More dressed down loungewear. Yeah, we could do. Maybe we should just get dressed up for a random one where people aren't expecting it. Dragging on a bit. Yes, those are. Jesse says text messages to Mag are in the queue just behind last year's EGX. Yeah, I still haven't had that. Wankers. Manic says Dave just said middle-aged gamer guy UK a message by pigeon. That would work. It would, but it'd probably hit the window and scare the shit out of me.
Well, at least you get it. You go outside, look
I
at
get
the
it.
message.
There'd be part of dead pigeons, which isn't so great. But...
brush the feathers away and you'd find the note.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, obviously I've been playing Silent Hill 2 as well. I also finished another game that I kind of just decided that I wanted to finish to see whether my opinions changed a bit. And that was Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga.
Oh, yeah, just while you're playing that at one point.
Yeah, I decided to go and complete it and 1,000 gamer score it. And it's probably the most beautiful game I've ever seen and really pushes the Xbox to its limits. However, I feel that out of the 5.5 hours that it takes to complete the game, you're probably only actually playing a game for about 2 of it. And the ending just really pissed me off.
All right.
Because it's just open to interpretation. And I was like, okay, yeah, I still didn't like this, unfortunately. But it's probably the best looking game I've ever played. But it's not a game. It's not a game. So there you go. Smoking barbecue sauce Walker's crisps are delicious. Malik's been trying all these new flavors. He tried the sausage sandwich one yesterday. I forgot to ask, what was that like? One-handed gamer, good evening. Hello, how are you? You should have gone for the other extreme and wore a 3-piece suit instead. Yeah. A pile of dead pigeons are playing Yo 2 next week. Are they actually a band? Damn, okay. I'm hiding in the shadows, but Hot Dave is back. Hi, Hot Sophie. How are you? I haven't read a single good word online about EGX. That's because you won't. Anything that's advertised as MCM Comic-Con, there's great reviews. Anything that mentions EGX online just gets absolutely shat on because it was fucking atrocious, as I predicted. Well done, Repop. Making sure that's another nail in a coffin for a gaming event. Glad I didn't go. You didn't miss anything. If I'd paid for tickets, I would have been fucking pissed. Put it that way. And I think some people were because they did. Evening, bro. Hope you are. We are very well. Sausage Sarnie crisps well. Quite interesting. Ooh, the big one at EGX Innovation was the anime show films coming to the UK this year and next year. And as I know nothing about anime, I can't comment on that. But there you go. Good day. Just pop me say hi, Walker. How are you? Good to see you. MCM, yes, MCM London, yes. Well, MCM London X EGX because they decided in their infinite wisdom they combined the two events. But what you really got was either a 3/4 of an MCM to the usual size that you get, so you're going to getting ripped off for paying more, or you got an EGX that was only 20% of the size of the normal EGX, so you got royally fucked over.
Oh dear.
There you go. Fury, hello. And I think you will find all the credit pass holders are great. No, actually, no. I've seen some that said they had, and I thought, really? But there's a few that had creator passes and have written blogs and things that are not, and they're just like, I don't care if I don't get invited back. There's some that I know that have basically just gone, fuck it. No, it was shit. So a fair play to them. Some of them have been on this show. So it's shocking that some of them have. I get it because they're worried they're not going to get invited back, whereas I just don't give a fuck and I've been slagging them off on social media all year. Because I'm that kind of guy.
You haven't held back, have you?
I don't give a fuck about them, really. Repop can go suck my dick. There you go. I've said it. Anyway, I just want to make sure that our guest is almost ready. She's prepping. She's going to give us a wave if she's ready. She is ready. Good. I didn't want to step that. So anyway, talking from awful quote of the year. Yeah, quote me on that. Actually, clip it, stick it on TikTok, share it out. Fuck you, Repop. Chaotic Neutral. There's a couple of things I forgot to say. Chaotic Neutral, thank you so much for the £15. I forgot to say we are raising money for Everyone Can until tomorrow night, which is our charity that we raise money for at Timeless. We thought we'd double the money that we raised at Timeless. We smashed the target. We're now trying to reach £450. And thanks to Chaotic Neutral, we're now at 420 quid for the charity. So we might raise well more than 800 quid. That's you not getting to PAX. Actually, Fury, IGN now own that. So that's not an issue because ReedPop don't. IGN bought it off them. Or did they? Actually, I might have got that wrong. They might have bought the other thing off them. Don't know. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll see. I'll either get invited to Australia or not. And if I get Australia, it's because I'm being deported from the UK. Let's move on from a shit gaming event to a wonderful gaming event. And I'm not biased whatsoever. Timeless Gaming Convention. It took place back in August. And for the second year, we had this our wonderful guest, hosting not just the cosplay competition, which is probably the best cosplay competition we have had during the 3 years of doing the event, but also hosted our Tekken 8 mini tournament. And she had the amazing idea, so I can take no credit for this, of the fabulous Who's That Pokemon Live. Please welcome to the show, on her second time on this particular show, it's Jinxx. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. I decided not to dress up. I didn't want to look silly if you weren't dressing up. So.
No, see, she's just wearing all
Yeah.
clothes. And obviously, guest to Sammy's left, Odin.
Mr. Odin.
Mr. Odin in the house. He's like, what? You just picked me up, human.
Yeah, he's pretty mad right now. Yesterday he was in a bad mood, so I stayed home and didn't go to the day job. Unfortunately, I do still have bills to pay, so I had to go today, and he's not really spoken to me since I got home.
Oh, bless him.
No.
He wants to be near me, but he doesn't want me to acknowledge him. Which I get. Sometimes it's hard being conscious. So, yeah. This is what he looks like when he's in a mood and doesn't want anything to do with me whatsoever.
It's just like he's got he goes, Jesse says, please can someone deport Mag? I do it, but I'm a bot foreign looking. What? I'm a bit foreign looking, so don't want to get mistaken for the issue. Lightfoot Bros, hello, good evening. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Miss Ginger Ninja said, one of my partners went to MCM and had a horrendous time. One of Stacey's partners got all their merch stolen. Oh, dear. Well, the security was shit. I am going to say this. On the Friday, I walked in without a lanyard through the main door, had a suitcase and my rucksack, and I promise this is the last MCM story. And they are supposed to search your bags. And I said, well, I'm checking my suitcase in at the luggage thing because you can. So because I said that, they didn't bother to check either of my bags. So I went and got some breakfast. And while I was rummaging through my bag, I found my hammer that I left from the show that I did the night before in my rucksack.
What?
So if they actually checked, they'll probably gone, why the fuck are you carrying around with a hammer? So I had to go back and put it in my suitcase. But I basically could have got in with anything. And there's numerous other people I spoke to that they didn't check for lanyards and they didn't check the bags. So the security was even worse. And I walked through a metal detector. So yeah.
Plug that in.
You obviously don't look dodgy enough.
No. Wait, guess the cat. Guest is the cat. Yes.
Guest is the cat, yeah. Sometimes he lets me take part in whatever he's doing.
There you go. There you go. Jesse says, I knew I recognized you from somewhere. You're that famous Odin's human.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been well. That's why I stopped twitching, because everyone just wanted to see Odin. And if Odin was
really?
Elsewhere, no one wanted to watch me play games. Everyone just wanted to see Odin.
Oh, sweet.
I'm getting tits out on OnlyFans again. This is a joke. Doesn't want to pay his bills. Forget him.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Oh. I mean, I'm joking. Who'd do that?
That just goes out of all the curveballs that just got thrown out there. That's it.
Have you missed me? I've missed you.
I've missed you as well. We didn't even get to see each other at AGX, which is a shame.
I know. Yeah, I know.
We missed each other, but not often as you see Mag speechless. I know that. Just
that's why I'm here.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, if you do want to support Jinxx, and not talking about OnlyFans, no. If we drop the link in, Jinx's Instagram is there. If you want to follow Insta, see what adventures she gets up to, what Comic-Con she's at, what photo shoot she's doing, what event she's at, because she does lots of wonderful events all across the UK. And for anyone who doesn't know who you are, please, Sammy, tell everyone what you do.
Oh my goodness, what do I do? So I started, I guess, on the cosplay side of things, just kind of for fun. I was modeling and stuff for years, but kind of in a more serious way. And I kind of thought like being tattooed and stuff, I wouldn't be able to do cosplay. And I get it a lot, especially from children. I get booked to do Princess Peach a lot. And the kids are always like, Peach doesn't have tattoos. I'm like, yeah, well, Peach ain't getting paid today and I am. So, no one asked you, kid. Get the fuck away. No, I'm joking. I actually do a lot of family-friendly events. So I'm much nicer to children than that. And then, yeah, so at the time I had a really boring job in IT and the role was business readiness, which was kind of like my first step into community management because it was all kind of about going between the different parties, figuring out what they wanted and what they interpreted it at and kind of bringing it together to create some software or a piece of hardware or whatever. Jesse, no. Yeah, that was like my first step into like the community management side of stuff, which I loved, but it was in a really boring way. And then I worked a couple of events for a comic book company down in London, and they offered me a job as their official community manager. So like doing the social media, organising events and things like that. And that was loads of fun, and I loved that. And then when that company went bust, not from me, my fault, by the way, I was brilliant. I was a delight, of course. When that went bust, I decided to just do it on my own and just freelance community managing for all the people that I'd kind of met along the way. I'd made loads of really cool contacts. I had friends at Capcom, I had friends at Sega, I'd made really cool comic book connections as well. So it was a really fun opportunity to kind of bring all of those networks together and kind of help everyone achieve whatever it was they wanted to achieve, which is how we met. So I was community managing kind of more like the events promo side of things for the arcade club at the time. And they took me to Format, which is where I met you. And you asked me if I'd do whatever the weird thing was I was doing for everyone else for you. And I said, yes. And here we are, like 2 years later, still messing around and doing weird things and having loads of fun. And I absolutely love it.
It's great. And you're also helping lots of other people because Sammy very kindly asked me to speak at one of her kind of online calls where you have devs, streamers, and numerous other people, and they're just all just trying to share and help each other and do tips, and that's really, really cool. Is that something else you do? That's your other job, isn't it?
Yeah, so I work for a company called the Game Academy who run skills boot camps to help people who are either out of work or in a job that they hate learn the skills that they might need to then get a job in the games industry. So it could be from development to social media to marketing to voice acting to art, anything like that. And we do like an intensive 7-week boot camp where we'll give everyone like an overview of all of these different skills, introduce them to new software and whatever. And then at the end, we do our own careers fairs and kind of put them in front of studios. So we had a really fun project last week with a studio called Dogbox, where the recruiters had to come up with a mini game idea. So I
know Rob really well from Dogbox.
Rob's a good guy, yeah. It's amazing how many people know each other. Like when I first started with the Game Academy, David, the CEO, was like, "Oh, Simran's put in a good word for you, like from Format," and I was like, "Oh my god, like how does everyone know each other?" So that was really cool, and it was so rewarding to see everyone come back and present because a lot of the time it's not just about the physical skills, it's the social skills as well because we aren't particularly a social breed. So giving these people the confidence to be able to present and record these presentations and things and pitch their ideas. I was a little bit emotional. I was a little bit drunk as well. I was a little bit emotional watching them all present, and it was just lovely. So very excited to be part of that. At the moment, we only have funding for Nottingham and Derbyshire, but that kind of changes depending on what government we can get funding for. But we have a Discord that's open to everyone where we do different skill builders. So there's someone in there tonight teaching Blender to basically everyone that's on the Discord. You don't have to be on the boot camp. And yeah, I absolutely love it, and I hope it continues for a long time. And I get to go to Gamio, which is cool because we're part of Game Republic, so I get to go to lots of cool events and hopefully meet some new people for you. Just broaden that circle, really.
That's really cool. Have you got a website? Because I know I'm in the Discord, but have you got a website we can post? Because a couple of people have just gone, we're really interested in this.
Good. Yeah, so it's just gameacademy.co.uk.
I will. Can someone, one of my mods, verify that for me? And then if that works, then please post that up as well when we give. Sammy
anyone can join whatsoever. The problem is I'll probably be the first person that you speak to, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, so I'll kind of like check in with you, make sure that you're eligible. If you're not eligible, then I'll help you get on the Discord and tell you what's going on in there. And if you are eligible, then we'll get you signed up for the boot camp.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There is the link, and I'm just going to look at that. There it is. So thank you very much. Go check it out if you want to sign up for that and find out more details. And we will post that a little bit on. Will just said, how much is it?
It's free. It's completely government funded, which is why we can only offer it in certain areas at a time. But David and a couple of the other founders, they kind of fund us running the Discord and everything anyway. So everything is completely free. You never have to pay a penny for anything. All the software that we teach and stuff, we make sure that it's like free software that's available for people just getting into the industry, because it really is originally it was aimed at people out of work completely or those on low income. But we've been very lucky to be able to get the funding to be able to say, hey, even if you're employed but you're just not happy and you want to learn some new skills, we can help you with that too. So yeah, it's completely
Go check it out.
Scam, but it's not.
No, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. It's a genuine thing. I sat there and talked to students, potential students.
They loved you. They all absolutely loved you.
Oh, bless them. Yeah, I've been roped into possibly go back, haven't I? So that'll happen.
We had a guy on last night that's created or is creating an app that does generative AI content creation.
Ooh.
So you can imagine how that went down. Everyone was fuming. But it's good to get like these different perspectives in and learn.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it might be some use to some people, but obviously it's taking people's jobs away. But there you go. Yeah. Celtic Neutral said this would be perfect for me. I'm starting out. There you go. Sweet. Will says we'll have a look. Need to get back into it again after uni, so he wants to have a look at it as well. So there's a couple of people that will have a look.
Have a snoop.
There
we
you
have
go.
like kind of dedicated just to jobs and careers. So like I say, even if you're not on the boot camp, we will post in there continuously about entry-level jobs that are available. So
go check it out. It's really cool. I've been scouring through the Discord. It's really cool. A couple of things I want to say. Dave, hello. Mr. Johnson's here. Hello. And also, iQuail, thank you for the £10 donation to everyone can. We're now at £430 out of 450, which is amazing. So let's see if we can hit that other 20 by the end of tonight, because then we might try and push for 500 quid tomorrow, being the last stream before Halloween, which would be awesome. So thank you so much, iQuail. Greatly appreciate it. And shall we crack on with the show? We'll talk about the charity a little bit later on, but should we do this?
Do it, mate.
This is our 190th show, ladies and gentlemen. 8 new games, woo! Including Kong Survival Instinct, Batman Arkham Shadow, the Alan Wake 2 DLC, The Lake House, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and the new Sonic and Shadows Generations game, plus all the latest gaming news from the last 7 days or so. And let's get cracking into our first game. This came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X, S1, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and PC, and is one of the first games released by Blumhouse. Yes, Blumhouse, the people that do all the horror films, they're now starting to release. They announced back in the summer they're releasing horror games, and this is one of the first ones, and this is called Fear the Spotlight. Have a look at this.
Are you ready?
I think so. Just nothing too creepy, okay?
Spirit, are you here with us?
Amy, where did you go?
I'm happy here. So happy.
Are you okay in there?
I know you're in here.
Amy?
PlayStation. Thank you, Dan, for saying PlayStation noise. So that is our first, and it's a horror game, so it's a good start, really, isn't it? Dave, tell us more about this one, please.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, it's the first of many games that Blumhouse is going to be doing horror-wise. I think they do a showcase not long ago, didn't they? And showed quite a few coming up, doing various genres. I think this one they're going for that sort of classic PlayStation 1 type of survival horror. They've gone with like sort of PlayStation 1 sort of level visuals as well, sort of to sort of capture the whole aesthetic. This one you're playing as one one of two girls who go into their old high school, do a seance, and kind of all goes wrong. One of the girls disappears, and it's this strange entity that then starts roving the halls with a massive spotlight for her head. You've got to try and avoid this this entity, whatever it is, whilst trying to find the missing girl, solving various like puzzles along the way. I think it's only meant to be about sort of 3 hours long, but it is a sort of budget price. So I think it's about like £16 something on Steam, which isn't too bad to be fair for something
Two
like
girls,
this.
one entity. What could go wrong?
Indeed. Yeah. But yeah, it looks all right actually. For a cheap little horror game. Yeah.
Sorry, Mag.
It's going to be one of those nights again. Sorry, I'm just going to lose it all the time. This is going to be like just like when we had Professor Stork. I'm going to lose the plot. Okay. Sammy.
My opinion.
Yeah. What do you think of this? Do you like the look of it?
I'm all for nostalgia, but I feel like that's taking the mick a little bit. Like, did they run out of money? That's not what I was expecting at all.
Okay.
And I don't know. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cynical old lady, but I feel like we have evolved for a reason. Okay. And it doesn't have to look like that anymore. I don't know. I mean, I'm always on the lookout for a new horror game. Absolutely. Yeah. Would I pay £16 for that when I could just go and play the original Silent Hills if I wanted crap graphics? I don't know. Maybe I need to see more of it.
Fair enough. But,
yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
Okay, fair enough. Fury said this could give Crow Country a run for its money. I actually got sent a copy of Crow Country literally yesterday, and I was like, couldn't you send me this before I sorted out my Halloween content? So we're probably going to stream that before Christmas. But yeah, again, that's very sort of PS1 style era kind of thing.
To be fair, I didn't get that at all until the PlayStation logo at the end, and then you said it. At first, I was like, it's just like really low budget on Steam or something. Why does it look like that? And then when you said it, I was like, okay, it's on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, what you're going to find with Blumhouse is that they are funding some high-end horror games and like some budget ones as well. They're trying to cover the whole scale. So that's pretty much what they're looking to do. Triangle Face, good evening. How was your podcast? You were doing the Evercade podcast earlier. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so for those who haven't seen the show, we don't review the games, but we basically look at all the scores across the internet and turn it into the average score. Dayback Jack, by the way, hello. Thank you for the follow earlier before we went live. Appreciate it. Blumhouse involved. I'm sold already. We basically take all the scores and turn it into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but put your score in the chat, and if you get it right, you will get a shout out. It's only me that knows the scores. So far, we've had Danka said an 8.5. Manic says 8 adorable tails out of 10. There you go.
Nice story.
There you go. Gozzo says 8.5. M says an 8. John Unicycle, good evening. How are you, buddy? Our guest from last week. Fury says a 9. Dave, I'll start with you for this one. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for a 7 for this one.
Going for a 7. Flame agrees with you, Dave. Flame is saying a 7. Jinxx, what do you reckon?
I'm having flashbacks from last year where I felt like I blacked out for every game because my scores were like totally different. I'm thinking like, am I the problem? Is it me? Am I really stupid? But I would have said a 6. I was excited for Blumhouse, but then a little bit disappointed. So I'm going to say a 6.
All right. Iquel says not enough to go on from the trailer. 7.
Yeah,
you
did a bit more.
Yeah. There you go. Apparently, I'm 1 follow away from 50. Also, de-working, long dumb day again. I nearly didn't get that right, did I? Put my teeth back in.
We're all having a dumb day.
Well, come and sit and watch this and make your day better, mate. Let's do that. Last chance, folks. This is Fear the Spotlight, which came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X, S1, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and PC. And if no one else is going to guess the scores, I can tell you that this gets off to a whopping start because this got an 8.5 out of 10.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Am I so old I don't know what's cool anymore? Don't answer that.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But yeah, 8.5. So well done, Danker. Well done, Gozzo, who got it bang on. They're always like competing, them two. So we'll see who gets it. They don't always get it all right every week, we have to say. So we'll have to see. But well done. Anyone who gets it right gets a shout out. So there you go. Now, moving from horror to not really horror, but still monster related. Last year was probably memorable for a King Kong game being one of the worst games of last year. And now we have another Kong game. But the question is, can it do better than the awful title of one of the worst games of 2023? This came out last Tuesday on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And this is Kong Survival Instinct. Let's have a look at this.
I must try to find Stacy. No matter the cost.
We don't want anyone sniffing around, do we?
Alan Jonah! Where's my daughter?
Do not let him escape!
So yeah, this one's a little bit different. Whereas the game that was basically stated as one of the worst games of the year, you played like a baby King Kong. This one, you don't. The Kong and all the monsters are technically background fodder on this one. But you play a guy that is looking for his long lost daughter, and you do stumble on some characters and bad guys from the most recent Kong and Godzilla films. Even though they're not voiced by the actual actors, because there's the guy that Charles Dance portrayed in the film, but he's the main bad guy in this game, but it's not Charles Dance doing the voice. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, because this does look very similar to a lot of games we've seen recently.
I think you've covered most of it. But yeah, you're right, they didn't get Charles Dance, and he probably would have taken the budget for the game and more.
Yeah.
Sure, because it does look pretty low budget. I mean, it's an interesting idea, using the monsters as his background, and just feature as you're trying to explore the city, trying to find your missing daughter. So interesting idea, of interesting ways to use them. I don't think it's meant to be a particularly good game for some of the reviews I've seen. It sounds like it's quite janky. Combat doesn't work particularly well. I think graphics wise, it doesn't look too bad, but it's just doesn't sound like it overall works particularly well. Like all the the bits they put into the game, because while you've got to fight a few human enemies, you've also got a few sections where you've got to hide from the monsters, run away from them as they destroy the buildings around you, try and run and survive. So they sound like a cool idea. I just don't think it's been executed particularly well. Just don't think it had much of a budget really by the look of it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks way better than that pile of shit they released last year. But
oh yeah, infinitely better than that.
And I do like my games, because this again reminds me of games like Flashback, Limbo. It's got a bit of a Metroidvania style thing. There's puzzles where you've got to go back to certain buildings. So there's bits that interest me, but I'm just not so sure about this. Jinxx, your thoughts?
I'm going to try and not have a problem with every game that you show. But there are a few people in the chat who will know what's about to come out of my mouth. Where the fuck is Godzilla? Why the hell Now, I've just watched Peter Jackson's Kong. So, all right, I get it a little bit why everyone loves Kong so much. And yes, I did turn it off before the end because I was already crying. So I get why everyone's so attached to Kong. But why the hell would you make multiple Kong games when Godzilla's like right here? Also, incredibly important trivia for everyone. It is Godzilla Day on Sunday. So please all respect our Lord and Savior G-Man on Sunday. But we could have had such a cool Godzilla game. Even if Godzilla's just in it, that's infinitely cooler than a giant monkey. I like Kong more than I used to. Like, I'm not, as heavy on it as I used to be. But where the hell? I'm like, everyone's been introduced so heavily to the Monsterverse now. Where the hell's King Ghidorah? You can't be smashing Monsterverse across the trailer and have a giant spider. I'm very upset, can you tell?
There you go. So that's two games of Jinxx. We're going to have to do better, Dave.
I did like the whole 2.5.
Yeah.
Going on. 2.5D going on. I liked the game style, looked cool. The gameplay looked cool. But I think if you're going to jump on the Monsterverse, you've got to have a lot more to offer than that. And where the hell is Godzilla?
There you go.
Stop wasting time.
Big Jesse says, hey, as a big hairy monkey, I'm torn between being offended and agreeing. There you go. Jacob of Hearts, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Greatly appreciate that. And Amanda, hello, how you doing? Great to see you as always. Bring back the old Godzilla fighting game where you played as all Godzilla monsters. Godzilla minus
monsters. I have that. Thank you.
See, I was going to watch that. I'm going to watch that because they were advertising a new one at the Comic-Con. Is it Godzilla minus 10? They've got advertising which comes out in November, so I want to watch Godzilla minus 1. I'll probably watch that on Sunday. So there you go.
So a lot of cinemas are doing a special showing on Sunday for Godzilla Day.
Oh, I'm a tight ass, so I'll probably just watch it on Netflix because it's on Netflix.
No, support my man. Support the baby.
Didn't you know Jinxx is dating Godzilla?
Mate.
Support her man.
If I was going to get destroyed by anyone, it would be that monster.
Jesus Christ.
I am all about him. But no, he's my baby. He's a little baby. And when he curls up, I won't spoil it, but there's a little bit at the end of Godzilla X Kong where he curls up and goes to sleep. I just love him too much. And there isn't enough Godzilla games.
Damn. Godzilla minus 10. They're not supposed to score their own products. No, not like that. Amanda says, great to see you. I'm well. Had to come and say hello since it's Tuesday. Well, it was quiet for once. Nice. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lovely. Right. Scores. Let's see what people have said. If you've just joined us, we don't review the games, but we take the average scores from the internet. And if you get it right, have a guess, you will get a shout out in chat. Dave Johnson says 8 out of 10. Manic says 4.5. We want to play as Kong, not some weird human, out of 10. Triangle Face 7. Drawn Unicycle 6.5. Danker 5. Gozzo 5. Ems 6. Scrolling down. Fury 7.5. Ryan 6. Flame 6.5. Jacob says conclusion 6.5. Needs more. I can't pronounce that, but I know. Gojira. Yes, there you go. I can pronounce it. 5. I'm learning. Start with you, Jinxx. What do you reckon?
I don't want to be a bitch the whole way through this. I'm going to try really hard not to be. So I'm going to go 6.5 because I think the gameplay looked better than the last one looked to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to give a little bit more of a score, but also, fuck you guys, where's my Monsterverse?
All right, 6.5 and fuck your Monsterverse. Yes, there you go. Amanda says 6. Jenny, hello, Jenny. Good evening. Welcome. She says, I don't know the game. It's Kong Survival Instinct. Big Jesse says -2. Will says 4. Jinxx, that's how I felt. I felt last week. Yes, because he was our guest on last week's show. I'm going to go 6.5.
Well, fuck the Monsterverse.
Yeah, the look on her face said 3.5. There you go. Right, Dave, your score?
I'm going to try a 7, mate.
Trying a 7. Okay, all right, okay. Last chance, folks. This is I nearly forgot what the game was. Kong Survival Instinct, which came out last Tuesday on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It came out last Tuesday, yeah. And I can tell you that this got a very average. I don't know if anyone got this right. 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, I was going to say 5.5, but I didn't want to.
You were so close. You were so close. Dave was a
No,
little bit more way off.
5.
iQuail was close. I think Danka was close. Again, Gozzo was close, but I think that no one said 0.5. A lot of people said 5. I can't see a 5.5, so I don't think anyone got that. Dave, you did not get it, you lying git. He says, I got it. No, you didn't. We know you didn't. He said 8. He said 8.
I'm laughing at Jesse's comment because that could be another absolutely filthy pun. I'm trying really hard not to repeat it.
Just the innuendo is strong tonight, people. It's what's going to happen. But before we go back to the camaraderie, let's go back to something a little bit more serious, and this does tie in what we were saying. Triangle Face says, sorry, typo, meant to say 5.5. Too late now. Too late. You can't have it now. Sorry. So Dave does actually technically still get a shout out because he's our community member of the month, so he gets a shout out. The game shouldn't be a 5.5. It should be a 5. Look, I don't fucking review the games. Don't start arguing with me over 0.5. I can't help what the average works out. That's why I said you'll either agree with it or you don't. Bloody hell. He's like, bollocks. I've only got 1 out of 2 now. Scoffing me already. Gozzo's not happy. Sorry, mate. I try. All right, I try. So, Ubisoft's next game. It's not been having a great time because, first of all, it came under fire with all the scrutiny to do with stuff all about Japan. Because obviously, if you don't know, we're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Secondly, it then got pushed back from not being released in November to Valentine's Day in February. Then there was the fact it got pulled from EGX and then got pulled from the Tokyo Game Show. And now it follows more controversy because Ubisoft have decided to pull the 3-day early access from the game and the season pass. So that means that anyone who has pre-ordered the game does not now get the game 3 days earlier. It also means that as there is no season pass, if there is any DLC content, you'll have to buy that separately.
The audacity.
I know. Now, what it does mean is that people who have paid for that will get refunds and can get full refunds for the game.
Oh.
But they are not going to do any form of season pass going on. Now, obviously, they've been running with this model for the last couple of games, but it's not gone well for them because the last one was Star Wars Outlaws, which is massively undersold, unfortunately, even though I think it's a perfectly okay game. And people had it on 3-day early access and it didn't work properly. So it makes me wonder that they're scared to put it out in case they have the same problems. But it does mean if you wanted to spend the 300 quid on the rare collector's edition, you can now actually buy it for 250 quid instead of 300 because they've discounted it by 50 quid. Bargain. So what are our thoughts? Are Ubisoft totally losing the plot? Because it has not been a good year for them, especially as probably the best game they did this year, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, they let go the whole team that worked on that game, so we won't be getting a sequel for that either. So the only decent game they released this year, they've all been let go. And the other games they brought out have underperformed. Skull and Bones, Star Wars Outlaws, and now this has been pushed back.
Well, that Prince of Persia, they haven't been let go. They've just been moved to like other projects. So they're still there. They've just been moved to other stuff. Because whilst it did well, that Prince of Persia game, critically, didn't sell. So why would you bother making a sequel if you can't guarantee the money? Sad, but it's the way it happens, unfortunately. But with the whole early access and season pass, I've honestly never really liked the idea of that. You know, paying more just to play the game 3 days early always seemed a bit ridiculous to me. Because most of the time, as is the case like Star Wars Outlaws, you're paying more to play the worst version of the game. Because you know you're not getting the patch that's coming out for the people who just
by bragging rights
by the standards. Yeah, that's all it is. Or it's just for the the streamers who want to get in there early. You know, show the game off and get people coming to their channels. You know, boost their revenue. I think probably the only people who really benefit from it. And the season passes, I always thought the season passes were a bit odd that you just buy those especially when it's for like DLC, that you've no idea what it's going to be. If you even get a title for it, it's just a couple of DLC packs, you don't know what you're getting. No clue. It could be absolute crap. Which a lot of the time it is. Because I always thought the Far Cry DLCs looked pretty terrible. So we'll have to see how the Star Wars Outlaws ones turn out, but I don't know. I'm going to hold my breath that they're going to be that fantastic.
It's funny how the Far Cry 6 DLCs, the paid ones, weren't that great, but the free ones were actually better. Which was nuts.
It's weird, isn't it? So I don't know why anyone would want to pay for that stuff up front without knowing what you're going to get. It just seems ridiculous to me.
I'm going to say this now. It's funny because obviously I did get a copy of the Star Wars Outlaws, and as someone quite rightly said, some people got it more than 3 days early. I actually got it over 12 days earlier than day of release, but I deliberately didn't. No, I lie. I did play it, but I didn't stream it because I wasn't allowed to. But when they had the 3 day early access, I was allowed to stream it, but I didn't stream it until the week after because there were problems. But I'm apparently guaranteed all the DLC for it, but I have no idea what that is and whether that will actually ever appear. So anyone who's paid for that could end up...
because people have paid for it.
Yeah,
so it'll have to appear. Otherwise, I would have to refund people. So it'll come out. I think the first one's out. Is it December-ish?
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's one to do with like Lando Calrissian. I think in the first one.
Okay.
I don't quite know what the second one is meant to be at the moment, but that's next year at some point.
Jacob, I don't think Star Wars Outlaws and Skull and Bones will not even get anything for. They won't be in the game of the year. Trust me.
Skull and Bones ended up on worst game of the year list for most people.
I still waiting. A similar thing that might be on game of the year this year.
What's that?
That's what I mean. I can't name a single game that I think will be on game of the year.
I can.
Out for me.
Then none of them are Ubisoft games. Put it that way. Yeah. Here before they are all cosmetic, just cosmetic. So we'll see. Anyway, so we will see what happens. See, Space Marine 2, good shout. Got very good reviews. Think it will, possibly. There's some other good ones as well, but we digress. Let's move on to some more games. From giant monsters to superheroes, we are moving on to our next game. Now, this is a game that actually sits in after Batman Arkham Origins and before Batman Arkham Asylum. And it's the first proper, even though we had like a Batman VR experience, this is the first proper Batman game to come out. This also come out last week on Tuesday, and you can get this on MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. And this is Batman Arkham Shadow. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
This rat cult spreads through Gotham like a plague. I have to stop it, even if it consumes me.
The corrupt system has failed you. Are you not angry? Fight back!
It's the freaking bat! We aren't afraid of you! The bat dies tonight!
Jim, this Rat King could be anywhere. A face in the crowd, a foot soldier in his own fanatical mob. So how in the hell do we find him?
Targets are all city employees, civil servants, public officials.
You could have been more than a symbol. You could have been a god.
Look out!
You don't calm down. Someone's going to die.
Alfred, we tried it your way. Now we do it mine.
Something big's going down tonight.
We repress our rage, our fears. It feeds the shadow deep inside us.
You're everything that's wrong with Gotham! I'm done holding back! I can bring the Rat King to you.
This looks really impressive, and I like the look of this. Unfortunately, I can't play this, but I've got a funny sneaking suspicion that Dave might have played this because he said there's some games we're talking about tonight that he's already tried. So give us the lowdown, Dave, because this looks genuinely really, really good.
And it is really, really good. I've played a good couple of hours of it so far. And yeah, they've done a very, very good job of bringing over everything that you liked about the the standard Arkham games over into VR. And it's making it work really well. You'll be swinging around the the rooms, hiding up high on the platforms like the gargoyles, or looking down on the people.
Nice.
Trying to work out which one to take out before you move on to the next one. That all works really well. You might think that moving quickly between these spots like VR might make you feel a bit sick, but it does it well enough that it hasn't affected me at all. And some VR stuff can make me feel a little bit iffy, but this one hasn't so far. So
that's good.
You can move around the spaces pretty easily. They've brought the free flow combat over, brilliantly as well. That just works well. You're just targeting a person, getting a few punches in. Someone's coming at you off screen. It gives you a little icon. You just literally lift your arm to block them, then turn and start battering those. The one thing you do have to do, since it is VR, is make sure you've got plenty of space around you.
Yeah,
I have punched a cabinet twice so far while I'm beating these guys. So, you've got to be careful of injuries. One thing I've got to be careful of as well is my cat's of a cat tree right where I play VR. So I've just got to be careful I don't knock one of the cats out once I'm playing. Fingers crossed. This should be all right.
Odin, cover your ears.
Right, he's deaf. I've gone past him.
Boy, Dave really does not like cabinets. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, Dave, don't do that, says John Unicycle. Is it only on Quest 3? Is it back? Well, some people have been trying to get it to work on Quest 2, but it has had problems, hasn't it, Dave?
It's only meant to be on the Quest 3 and the newly released 3S. It's only meant to be on those ones. So I think if you could get it to run on the 2, I don't know how well it would run on there. Even if it did run, it might run very, very poorly and make you feel a bit ill. Because with VR, unless the frame rate is kept at a good level, that can make you feel a bit off. Right. But if you're playing it on the Quest 3, then it looks really good, runs really good. Story so far, it seems pretty good. As you said, it takes place between was it Oranges and Arkham Asylum. Plays more like Arkham Asylum. There's no like big open world or anything.
Right, yeah.
The later games. But I always preferred Arkham Asylum. I preferred that small environment that had a bit of sort of Metroidvania style to it, where you'll see areas that you can't get to. You'll get an item later on, like say the explosive gun. We can put the gel down and blow walls up. So it's you'll go back and open those up, find new routes through. So it's going to play like that, which, as I say, for me is good because that's my favourite, the original series, Arkham Asylum. So I'm looking forward to get a bit more into this one. Seeing where the story goes. Really? It seems interesting so far. You're after someone called the Rat King who's trying to assassinate various people in Gotham, like Harvey Dent and Commissioner Gordon. So it's quite cool meeting some of those characters, and you're standing there right in front of them.
Yeah,
I think it just feel good.
You also meet a very early Harley Quinzel, don't you?
Yes, I haven't got that far. Yes, I'm not.
Yeah,
but she'll be in there
before she becomes Harley Quinn. That's not a spoiler. That's
no. But I say the game does a very good job of making you feel like Batman. Really, really does. They got all the controls now down perfectly. I'd say. Nice. Definitely recommend it.
Okay, Jinxx, would you give this a go?
Yes. I'm not a big VR player, but I am a massive Batman fan, and I would quite like to pretend to be Batman and kick the shit out of other people. I would absolutely have time for that. Yeah. Have you ever seen a real Rat King?
No.
It's really sad and kind of gross.
Oh.
So Rat Kings are when it happens to squirrels too. I found out that was really sad. But it's where all their tails and things get stuck together, like when they're nesting and things. The tails get all together and they get stuck in a big clump. And they call it a rat king because it can be like 20 rats stuck together, just like, you can imagine. Yeah. Well, you don't have to imagine. I just did it.
There you go.
Looks like.
It.
So, interesting. I imagine there's going to be lots of sewers, lots of gritty, lots of dark, which I'm all about. And if I had access to VR, I probably would give that a go. Look good.
I'm exactly the same as you. I would play this if I tried to play this here, I'd smash the shit out of this.
Oh, yeah, your shells wouldn't last 5 minutes.
No, I've got no chance. I've got no chance. Isn't there a Last of Us enemy called the Rat King?
Yeah, Last of Us Part 2.
There you go. Dave's memory. Good on you for that. I couldn't remember, and I only played that this year. All right, then, folks, what do we reckon this got? Get your scores in the chat. Some people have already put scores in. For those who've joined us, try and guess the scores of the games, and then if you get it right, you'll get a shout out. Trying to see. Let's scroll down to where we first started. So let's go. Danka says, annoying. This is a Quest exclusive, and it would sell 8.5. Drawn Unicycle, 8.5. 9. I am Batman's out of 10, says Manic. Triangle Face, 8.5. M says 8. Gozzo says 8.5. Fury says 8.5. Flame says 8. Jacob of Hearts says 8.5 at least. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go for the 8.5 as well.
8.5 as well for Dave. Iquel says, I'm thinking it's high. 8.5 as well. Jinx?
I was going to say 8.5, just because it seems like a solid.
You can have it as well, you know.
You can have the same score.
The competition in that. I'm going to say. I don't want to go
no, if you want to say the same score, do the same score, because then you get a shout out. It don't, you know.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm playing the game properly. 8.
Okay, 8. All right. Anybody else? Flame said an 8 as well. Evening, Matt. How you doing? Good to see you. This is your last chance. This is Batman Arkham Shadows, which came out last Tuesday on MetaQuest 3 and 3S. Matt says a juicy 8. Ryan says an 8. So you got a few more people agreeing with Jinx on this one. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you that, do you know what? Sometimes you just try and help someone and they just don't get a hint.
Not this guy.
No.
You were 2
Oh, you were close. You're only 0.5 off. So there you go. Well done. Loads of people got 8.5. So that's a lot.
Whatever.
There you go. But obviously, Dave, if you want to give Dave a shout out because he's not a streamer, exclamation Dave in chat, and it puts a Dave in chat. But your first one right this evening, how do you want your shout out? Because we can't give you a shout out in chat.
You can spin around in your chair, mate.
Spit around. I'll tell you what. Let's make sure I'm not going to knock anything over. Let's do it like this. I've got an idea. Ready? Here we go. I'm Batman. Dave.
Amazing.
Very nice.
There you go. Got to keep with the theme. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. And don't forget, folks, the people that are getting shout outs in the chat, go give them a follow. Go give them support. They spend their time to come and watch our show every Tuesday night. So go give them a little bit of love back as well by giving them a follow. Would greatly appreciate it. Our next game, kind of going back on horror again. This was kind of a release that kind of just dropped. No one really knew when the date was going to be, and it just happened. Again, this was last Tuesday. And it is the final DLC for my game. And was it your game of the year as well, Dave? I think. Or Spider-Man 2 your game of the year? I can't remember.
No, probably. I think it was this one.
Yeah, it was game of the year.
It was last year, I can't remember.
Yeah, I know, but it was also my game of the year. And it is the second and final DLC, so that means it will be putting this game to a close because it's been a year since the game has been out. And then hopefully we can get Control 2, which I'm really looking forward to. And this might just bridge the gap. This is the Alan Wake 2 DLC called The Lake House. Let's have a look at this. And I've been told this one will make you shit your pants. Let's go.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly Wake. It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean?
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmots had let the lake in.
This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmots.
But the water couldn't flow. It became trapped, stagnant. The pressure kept building, looking for release.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
So there you go. This is the second and final DLC for Alan Wake 2, based on an area that you couldn't actually get into on the game, but it was noticeable. And obviously ties in things from the game Control, when one of their DLCs flipped the tail with having Alan Wake in it. And now it's the turn to have people from Control in this. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this, because this is more of what people were actually expecting from DLC. The last DLC was fun, but was kind of just like twisted narratives of other stories that didn't really relate. They just brought in characters and it was funny little stories.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed that first one because each chapter was kind of fun. It was a bit too short to really have much to do. It wasn't that great. This one's much better. I played and finished this one over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
It takes about 3 hours to get through. But yeah, your character's been sent to the lake house that you mentioned. You encountered in the first game. You just couldn't get there. You know, no one would let you in. But you get to go in this time, and some sort of experiment has taken place there. And as we've seen in Alan Wake and Control, whatever they're doing experiments in these games, they all just go completely tits up, don't they? Let some sort of demonic force in. That's what's happened here. It's all gone horribly wrong. And you got this that new enemy type to fight that you just see come out of the pages there, and you got some of the take enemies from the main Alan Wake game to fight as well. And of course, since it's like the other games, there's plenty of stuff to read as well as you're going around.
Yeah.
So whilst it's a 3 hour runtime, there's plenty of stuff to read that takes a reasonable chunk of that. I say probably about half an hour was spent reading stuff, watching stuff, playing on the videos. It's all interesting, all expanding the lore. But once you sort of get into the main part of the game, it doesn't take, to say, very long to get through. Still enjoyable, better than the first DLC. And the one thing that is quite cool as well is whilst you can play this from the main menu completely separate, it does fit into the flow of the main game. If you haven't played through the main game at all, and you buy all this and all the DLC packs, it all fits in there. Even like the first DLC, stuff from there will show up on like TV screens in the main game. You can play those little standalone chapters, which I think is pretty cool. So I didn't realise they'd done that. So I thought that was quite a cool.
No, I didn't realise
they shouldn't fit it back into it like that. So yeah, this is a good little bit of DLC. So it definitely leaves me eagerly awaiting Control 2.
It does, because it looks like, because we talked, I know, Dave, you went here last week. We talked about the fact there's another game announced in this universe because you've got Firebreak, the Federal Bureau of Control Firebreak, which is also based on Control, but is not Control 2, and Control 2 is going to be something else. So we're going to get quite a lot of this universe-related games, and I'm lapping it up, to be honest. Jinxx, have you played any of Alan Wake 2?
Well, much like Dave Grohl, I too have another confession to make, and mine might be worse. I've had a flashback of being on this show last year and saying, I had no idea that's what Alan Wake looked like. I thought it was like a shitty detective game. This looks amazing. I'm going to go and play it. And guess what I didn't do? I'm going to say the same thing. I completely forgot yet again what these kind of games were, what kind of game this was. And it looks sick, and I would really like to play it. This looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And as usual, I'm the last one to know because I'm at home with all of my cats, ignoring the world. But actually, that looks like exactly the kind of game I would play, and that might happen this weekend now because that looks sick. Cool. And I really like that you said it's an area that you can see in the game that you can't get to. That to me is what the DLC should be about.
Yeah. And it was like, because you basically walked up to the fence and it said, oh, this is when you press the buzzer, and it basically someone says, go away.
And that'd be my heading. So then if you were like, do you want to go in the gate? I'd be like, here's my money, let's go.
Yeah.
For that was really cool. I'm in.
Cool. I did put this up to vote whether I'd be streaming this tomorrow, but the Quarry won the vote. So I'm going to be playing the Quarry for the first time. But as I did state, I will be playing this anyway at some point before Christmas. So this is going to happen because I'm not letting this slide out of my schedule. So this will get played. I might have to wait a bit, but it will happen. So there you go. Because I've got the copy of it just sitting and waiting to go. So, there you go. Let's see what scores we've got. Gotta play it, Jinxx. You gotta play it. Gozzo said a 7 for this. Manic said 7. Holy cow! It's Alan Wake out of 10. Danker said a 7 as well, but he said he had to step away. So we haven't got any other scores, I don't think. Gilfly, good evening. How you doing, buddy? John Unisoccer says, speaking of cats, Chloe has just joined the chat. Hello, Chloe. That is Drawn Unicycles Cat. 7.5 from Fame. 9 out of 10. Though, for the record, I gave it a 5 out of 5 in my review. Brilliant end and epic 13 years in the making. I definitely loved this. Jinxx, we'll start with you. What do you reckon?
Well, I don't know what it like. I should have played this, and I'm so sorry. Going off just what I've just seen and how much I would like to play it, I'm gonna go for an 8.5. I think it looks dope.
8.5. Okie dokie. Emsy's saying a 7.5, so just slightly lower, and iQuell's bridging that gap with an 8. Wait, did I have a score? I don't know. Just if you did, put it back in the chat, mate. I might have missed it. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10 for this.
Going for an 8 out of 10 as well. Okay, folks, last chance. This is the Alan Wake 2 DLC, The Lake House, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. John Unicycle was saying 8. Ghost Carrot is saying 8. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this got not as high as I hoped it would have got, but still a fairly reasonable score. And actually, weirdly, 0.5 less than the first DLC, which I thought was weird. But there you go. 7.5 out of 10 on average.
All right.
But that's still decent. So there you go. I think their main gripes were with it is a bit more of the same. It's still good, but it does feel like you're more playing a bit more like Alan Wake 1 because you have more limited weaponry than you did in that. And because it's semi-control, you haven't got all the abilities that you had in Control. I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'll play it and I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Like it would be scarier.
Yeah, I think they did say it is scary, all the jump scares. So I think it will be.
Yeah, it's done well.
Yeah, I don't agree with that score. I'll be there. Wait, a DLC for a game is more of the same game. What a surprise that must have been, says Jesse. I know. But you look at the first DLC and it had nothing to do with the game, which was nuts. But hey, is what it is. There you go. As I say, you may agree with the scores. You may not. I don't agree with that one. So there you go. And it's my show. There you go. Let's move on. We got some more news. I thought this was quite an amusing one as well. So we're going to talk about the new Call of Duty a little bit later on. But did you know that if you wanted the best quality audio that you could get in your headphones for playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it's going to cost you an extra $20. So if you want enhanced, like really good quality audio with directional accuracy, so you can hear every little bullet coming from whatever side. So it's almost like having surround sound in your headphones. Because it's an app that's linked to it, to have it and to use it for 5 years, it will cost you $20. Yeah.
I told you at the start of this that I was having a really good day, partly because I was hocked up on painkillers, but also partly things just hadn't gone wrong today. And all you've done is give me bad news.
I know. I'm good at that, aren't I?
I don't know if you woke up today and thought, fuck her, I'm going to ruin her day.
How can I fuck over Sammy?
Yeah, I'm getting good vibes from her. None of that. None of that.
Putting a stop to that.
Yeah, because what is going on? Like, what is going on?
So people have described previous COD games as pay to win. But this has been described as pay to hear. So I find it a bit odd. I do get that it's not their thing, but it's a bit odd. But for most people, it's probably not going to be a thing that they're going to want to get or try.
Most people probably won't even notice it in the options.
No.
But I mean, if anyone is interested, it does have like a 30-day trial. So you can give it a go, see if it actually sounds any different to you.
Yeah.
And then if you like it, well, you can buy it. It probably doesn't have the best optics because it's only visible within the game. Whereas, like, if it was like, on the consoles level and applicable to like every game, you probably wouldn't look at it in too bad light. Because I mean, I brought the Dolby Atmos plugin that you can get on like the Xbox, which also works on the PC as well. That was about like £20 forever, which was fine. And that the audio sounds good to me. Although I've never really done these like proper side by side comparisons to see what the real difference is. It just sounded slightly better, so I thought I'd give it a go for the cheap price. And I say if it was done like that, probably wouldn't have all the negativity around it. But when it's just like in the one game,
in the middle of a cost of living crisis and everyone's struggling to afford a game anyway, just an idea.
Yeah, so I think it just looks back because it's something within the game. I think this company who made it have done these same sort of audio profiles for like Cyberpunk and for
there you go.
Apparently,
Will just said it's in Cyberpunk as well.
Yeah, how good it is in those, or whether this 5-year license you're buying lets you use it within those as well. Don't know. I haven't seen any blurb that says that, but you kind of hope that it would do. It's not just limited per game.
I just find it really bizarre. Good evening, Games Guru.
It is a bit odd, isn't it? They put these third-party things in, but it is one of these fancy ones that it says it scans your ear, works out the shape of your ear,
yeah,
the audio.
It works out the shape of your head and everything as well to work it all out or something.
Come on.
Yeah, that's whether you notice the difference. Completely subjective, isn't it? Some people might, some people would not.
Want to charge for certain features in the car on a subscription model.
Yeah, not your fucking wheels though. Not the bloody key to turn the car on. Like the sound. Are you kidding me?
I miss the days when the whole game was tested and put on the cartridge that you bought and could keep forever. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, them was with it.
Where's my art book as well? Where are my art books? God damn it.
I know. Yeah. Oh, just gone. You don't own a game. You may pay 70 quid, 90 quid for it. Don't mean you fucking own it. And if you want to be able to hear it, see it, or actually play it, you have to pay more money.
I'm kind of like, you know what? Well done. The cojones on you, lads. Fair enough. You might as well give it a go. Either people will pay for it and they'll make more money, or they won't. And what have they lost, really? Like, go for it, I suppose. But
I love that. Would I notice the difference if I put on elf ears and scan that? I doubt it. I played Eternal Darkness and it was all on disc. Well, yeah, I know. But there you go. But we'll talk more COD a little bit later on. Talking about something slightly more serious, folks. We are raising money for a wonderful charity, which is Everyone Can. And I am going to snooze that ad so that we can talk about that. We have been raising money at Timeless Gaming Convention, and every Halloween we try to double the money that we raised at Timeless to give some more money to the centre. If you want more details, !everyone, we are 20 quid away from hitting our next target. So we're going to raise 450 quid. If you don't know what Everyone Can is and what they do, it's a fantastic centre in Manchester. Watch this video and this will explain everything.
Here at Everyone Can, we provide free gaming sessions for groups of disabled children and disabled adults. Every week, we get up to 25 gamers coming to the centre to play together and have fun. We ensure that everyone can game, so if we have a physically disabled child or adult that can't use a regular gaming controller, we can set them up using assistive technology. We usually try and get a gamer to come in for a one-to-one assessment first, so we can set them up with the correct equipment, and then as soon as they come in, we know exactly what they need and we can get them gaming alongside others. For children or adults that don't need assistive technology and maybe have a neurodiverse disability such as autism, Asperger's or a learning disability, it's about getting them socialising, about getting them gaining confidence, making friends and just having fun. At Everyone Can, we've built a really safe, comfortable space where everyone can come and do what they love and game together. Our gaming sessions are always free for disabled children and disabled adults, but that means we need your help. You can help fund our gaming sessions through donations. On our website, you can donate to us at everyonecan.org.uk. You can get involved for our annual fundraiser, Game Together, or you can organise your own fundraiser at work, at home, a bake sale, a movie night, whatever you can think of. Businesses can also help our charity by organising an office fundraiser, or if you select a charity of the year, it'd be amazing if you consider Everyone Can. We also look for sponsorship throughout the year for our annual fundraiser, as well as special gaming sessions we do for children throughout the year, and we need sponsorship to help support those events. There's lots of ways you can get involved.
So there you go, folks. That is the wonderful Everyone Can, the gaming centre in Manchester, which helps kids and families get together and play games when sometimes they just can't do that and make new friends at the centre. As I said, we are currently sitting at £430 raised so far. And if we can hit another 20 and get to 450 by the end of tonight, that'll be amazing. And then tomorrow's the last day, and we'll see if we can push to get them 500 quid on top of the 350 quid that we raised at Timeless Gaming Convention earlier this year. It's a great cause, and please do dig deep. There's a little button underneath where you're watching it, so to say donation. It's replaced where it normally says subscribe. If you click on that, you can donate £1, 69 pence. People keep doing 69 pence, etc. And anything else, it's greatly appreciated. Chuck us what you can afford, and Jules and the team will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So there you go. Let's move on. Dan says I get paid tomorrow. I should be able to stick more in the pot. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. That's it. Amanda's like, I don't speak quid. I know, because you're American, you know. Dollars, you know, dollar bills and all that malarkey. Let's move on to our next game, our 5th game of this evening. This came out last Thursday. We finally got away from games that came out last Tuesday. This came out on PC and Switch, and this has got the rather long title of Shin-Chan, Shio, and the Coal Town. Let's have a look at this.
Shin-no-suke to Shiro no 不思議な旅が始まる。
Shin-no-suke, Shin-no-suke.
ヒロシの故郷にやってきたしんのすけと野原一家。
ここは秋田じゃよ。ヒロシの出張についてきたんだべ。
わあ、そうだったぞ。で、じいちゃん、今日は何して遊ぶの？
小さな大曲がらない村での楽しい生活が始まります。お下がりの虫網で昆虫採集したり、隠れた穴場で魚釣りをしたり、いろりを囲んでご飯を食べたら、縁側でじいちゃんの不思議な話を聞きます。ある日、不思議な電車に乗ってみると、ちょっと懐かしい不思議な街に着きました。
次の計画を実行してくれ。
謎めいた背中が見下ろすこの街は、人が集まり、人に癒される、とても人懐っこい街でした。あの風が吹くまでは。
今は姿が
爆速マシンさん、もっと近くでお見せなさい。シロ、無体熱。チンチンカイカイ。
クレヨンしんちゃん、墨の町の城。
賑やかな過去と未来。
There you go, folks. And before we talk about this, big shout out to Amanda, also known as The Gamer, who just donated another 20 quid. So we have hit the £450 for the charity tonight. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Let's see if we can hit 500 before the end of tomorrow night, which is going to be my last Halloween stream. This quid again. I know. There you go. So thank you so much. £50. We can hit 500 quid. I know tomorrow, Jules and the team will be very, very happy. Thank you so much, Amanda, and everyone else who's donated. iQuail, Chaotic Neutral today for helping us get that 50 quid. You lot are superstars. Thank you. So, Dave, a game that has now technically been localized and been around for a long time, but gets a Western release, I believe, if I've got this right.
Yes, it looks that way. It's a series I can't say I've heard of before. It looks interesting, got a nice little graphical style to it. But I think in this one, your character, I think it's Shinosuke. He travels to his grandfather's village with his family. He gets to explore the village, doing various little activities there. I think you got like fishing and growing vegetables, catching bugs, shit like that. But while he's exploring, he finds this strange train that's just sort of stopped one day. For whatever reason, he decides to board it, and he ends up in this place called Coal Town, where he kind of ends up exploring around there, helping the residents out by the look of it, trying to sort of find out what the place is, why no one else knows about it. Looks like a interesting little game.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. There's a number of people that are in the chat though that immediately recognise this. Some people are like, I don't know what this is, and another load of people are like, yep, I know what this is, and this is going to be great. Jinxx, I know you're a big anime fan and a bit of a geek when it comes to this stuff. Is this a property that you're familiar with? This one?
It is, yeah. So it was a really cute manga and then an anime when I was younger. I think there was quite a big fan base for it. I think if it came out now, or probably from this game, it's very meme heavy. Like you could make some memes from this. There was a lot of humor that could actually be perceived as like quite dark and quite adult aimed, but the animation was obviously very silly and very childish. When you said Shin-Chan, I did not expect it to be this franchise at all. So that was quite a cute little surprise. I don't know if I'll play it. I wasn't a big Shin-Chan fan. It was just one of those silly little cartoons that was kind of on. It wasn't one that I really ever got into. But yeah, I can see this being a big hit with like nostalgia and anime and manga fans for sure.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Odin loved it.
Odin, look, you can tell. Look at his face. He's well happy.
What is this, Mama?
He's well happy.
Yeah,
there you go. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, I remember this. Child-friendly dub in the 90s for this was an 8 out of 10. Drawn you so super niche, but we're starting to understand the subtitles. Can tell a great story. 8 out of 10. What else we got? Manic, 8 out of 10. Gozzo, 8. Will, 8. Games Guru, 7. M 7.5. Flame, 7. iQuail, 7. That's really weird. It started high and it's just going lower as we go. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
I'll try 7.5.
7.5. Fury says a 6. Jesse says a 5. Dan Game Tech says 5. Scores are getting lower. Jinxx, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really jumped out for me. I think it is just the excitement of, oh my god, Shin-Chan, that's so cool. But actually, I probably would say about 7.
Okay, going for a 7 out of 10. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Shin-Chan and Shio and the Coal Train. Sorry, Coal Town, because I saw the train.
Coal Train. Whoa, don't tempt me like that.
Choo-choo. Came out last Thursday on PC and Switch. Ryan says a 6.5.
Switch, Jacob, I'm ashamed you've not already played it.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, Jake. Let's go. Some people are like well up for this, but we'll go. I can tell you that this got a very good 8 out of 10.
No way!
Yeah,
oh,
really good write-ups.
That's really cool. Well done, then.
There you go. Jacob says, I'll get it. So loads of people got that right. Well done. Will, Gozzo, Manic, Drawn Unicycle, Danker, congratulations. It's probably big in Japan. Exactly.
In Japan.
Loads of people got that one right. Well done all. Pretty damn good. And let's move on to something else. We go from something super cute and anime to basically like that 6.9 out of 10. I see what you're doing, Ryan. I see.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Very Shin-Chan.
I know. I love it. This, I remember reviewing this game a couple of years ago, the first one, and not knowing what it was. And I actually forgot about this. And I watched the trailer for this one and went, oh, I remember this. And ironically, someone has offered me a copy of this. So I'm very tempted to stream this, but whether I can fit it into the schedule before the end of this year, I don't know. But this came out last Thursday. This is our 6th game of this evening. This is out on PC, and this is Forgive Me Father 2. Have a look at this.
Was it all a dream? Is it really my fault? Things you've done. Is it even possible to forgive something like this? Forgive me, Father.
There you go. So if you love blood, gore, and shoot much, just like I do, this is right on my street. So I would like to play this, but I literally got sent a copy today. I haven't accepted it yet because I don't know if I'm going to fit it in the schedule, but I would like this. Jacob says, I'm all about this art style. Looks cool as hell. Jack says, I felt hype 9. Only thing that could make it better Is it making it ribbon based? I don't like it when they're ribbon based. I can't get on. I keep it like it is for me, but that's my personal. This will give me a massive headache, but worth it. Danka says 8.5. Malik says an 8. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yeah, so this is carrying on the story of the priest from the first game. He's on a mission to try and restore his sanity after the events of the first game. This one is based on like H.P. Lovecraft. He's got his sort of Cthulhu type sort of characters and stuff in there, and it's fitting all that into what tends to be called now the sort of boomer shooter, like the old fast-paced 3D shooters that we used to play back in the late 90s. There were some good games. Those were nice and fast-paced. This is going for like proper 3D level design, but with 2D sprites in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's mixed it pretty well. It looks pretty good. The guns that it's using there look cool. You've got your classics like revolvers, shotguns, etc. But also various guns that kind of like look like some of the Cthulhu type creatures. And they just fire out some really strange ammo, and you get to sort of mix and match the guns that you take into the levels. So it lets you play around with your loadout and gives you some pretty cool skills to play with. So I think this looks like it'd be a good time. Yeah. A nice change from all the sort of open world FPSs, which is all we tend to get these days, like the big studios. You got to look at these indie ones for your more classic FPS shooters, some good single player ones. This looks pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, I like the look of this.
Same.
I'm pretty sold on this. Jinxx, your thoughts? You like this?
It very much reminds me of like the early day indie games that will come up on Xbox and stuff. I'm definitely in for the art style. That was really cool. Just messing people up straight away. Sometimes I don't want to play a game for the story, and I'm a big RPGer. I don't get a lot of time to play because those games you have to put in a lot of grinding and go through a lot of cutscenes and a lot of dialogue, which I love, but it means I don't really game a lot because I haven't got time for that. Whereas this, I can just jump on, mess people up super quick in a super cool way. Yeah, I'm in. It looks really good.
There you go. Don't ever make Jinxx angry because she will swoop in, mess you up, and swoop back out. There you go. That's what we're doing.
This is going to be a quick whoop ass.
It's quick whoop ass, which is probably what's going to happen to me after I've made her feel so miserable.
No, you put me some games, so it's fine.
Okay, I'm redeeming myself. Thank Christ for that. Here we go. Let's have a look. What scores do we get? So, let's have a look. We have got 9 out of 10, says Jack. Danka, 8.5. Manic, 8. Flame, 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Iquel, 8. Fury, 8.5. Ems, 8. Ghost says, well, she does have a Gears rifle. Yes, she does. It's really cool. Jinxx, what do you reckon to this one?
I'm going to go for an 8 as well. I would like to think it would do better, but I think games like this probably, because there isn't a lot that goes into it, like technically compared to some of the AAA games, it's probably not going to score as high as it should. So I think 8. Okay.
Dave, what say you?
I'll try an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Jacob is going with an 8 as well. Last chance. I just love her cat. There you go.
Okay.
Odin's amazing, isn't he? Jacob said an 8. Will said a 7.5. Dave Johnson said an 8. Last chance, folks. This is Forgive Me Father 2, which came out last Thursday on PC. And if no one else has put a score in the chat, I am closing it and telling you that this got 8.5 out of 10. There you go.
I'm right so far. Not a single one.
No, don't worry. We'll make it up to you somehow. Don't worry. We'll come up with a plan. You'll get one right.
It's up to you, really. You can't have a guest on that's actually really shit.
Oh, look. How did Jinx's links for Games Academy and her Instagram just appear? Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you, Jessie.
Go for those.
Go to other places where I'm actually cool.
It's magic. It just happens. There you go. Well done. A lot of people got that right. Amanda says 12 out of 10 for the cat, though. There you go.
Yeah, right. This is what I mean. I'm just his co-star. I just facilitate his ability to be places.
There you go. Manic says 10 for Jinxx and 11 for the cat. So Odin is...
Oh, thank you for including me. That was nice.
There you go. Yeah, see? You're not always the side character to Odin.
That's why I have to be Tails. I can't be the main character with this guy on.
He's just like, yeah,
that's me.
Yeah. Let's talk some more news now. 2 weeks ago on the show, we talked about the fact that Helldivers 2 had been knocked off the #1 spot of best-selling game of the year. And I got Dave and our guests to guess what it was. And it turned out it was college football, which came out at the end of July, not Madden, which is interesting. So Madden actually came out a month later, but college football is now the biggest selling game of 2024. And it has beaten the best-selling Madden game of all time in sales. It's been that exceptional. But can you guess what year that Madden game was?
Oh, no, it's 2010. I'm going to guess it's an older one, perhaps.
A little bit earlier than that.
Bit earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2006.
Close.
I meant to say 2005.
No, you're going further away.
It was actually 2007. Hey, you stole my answer.
Yeah, Jesse actually stole the answer before either Dave or Jinxx could get it. So congratulations. So Madden 2007 was the best-selling Madden ever. And college football has surpassed those sales. But ironically, it is still not the best-selling sports game of all time, because I'm not going to let you guess this because not a lot of people get this, but NBA 2K21, the basketball game, is the best-selling sports game of all time, eclipsing everything. Ironically, it got very average reviews when it came out, but it sold an absolute shed ton. So basketball has beaten everything, even beat FIFA will. So there you go. But this is what's going to be interesting. Last year, the biggest selling game was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, even though it didn't get... well, actually, no, that's a lie. They thought it was going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, even though it didn't get good reviews, and was actually pipped to the post by Hogwarts Legacy. Seeing that we've got the new COD out, we will have to see how it goes, because at the moment, Helldivers 2 is in second place, and obviously college football's in first. So the question is the new COD going to be the #1 selling game this year, or for the second year in a row, is it not? We will have to see, and we will talk about it on that. And Fury said, oh, yeah, Game Pass is going to kill that. It probably will. We shall have to see. Moving on, and as if magically sorted, or will it be bullying? It could be bullying. Yes, bullying could be the best-selling game of the year. Indie game. Our next game, ladies and gentlemen, as if by magic and as if I planned it because I write the show in advance, this came out on Friday, and it's on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and PC. And some people are saying this is return to form because we have not had a decent COD game in quite a few years. And the scores, ever since we've been doing this show over the last 4 years, the scores have been very average. Can this new Call of Duty actually do better? This is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Let's have a look at the trailer. Please note that we are only going to be reviewing the main campaign. We are not talking about the actual multiplayer yet. We'll probably talk about that in next week's show because they are yet to release scores for the multiplayer yet. Some people have, but not the full scores have come out. So let's have a look at this. This is all about the main campaign.
The Cold War is over.
My guess is that they're planning a spectacle of some kind. Something that'll scare the hell out of people.
Coalition forces launched the operation 2 weeks ago against Saddam Hussein. They're taking out as many strategic targets from the air as possible.
Do it.
Stations weapon free. It's a biological weapon. And they put this in Saddam's hands too?
Isn't that your friend?
The nature of our enemy is unclear now.
We're not alone. They would kill each one of you given the open shot.
time we had a chat.
Pre-order the Vault Edition.
Setting the night is got to be good. Well, that's the question, because this is all set around like the Iraq War, isn't it, Dave? This one.
Yeah, that's right. Set in 1991. So I've played I think the first 3 or so missions of this one so far, and yeah, it seems pretty good. I'm having fun with it. I usually don't bother with Call of Duty, but since it's on Game Pass, I thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, it doesn't seem too bad so far. You know, you can tell it's had a shitload of money thrown at it because it certainly looks the part. You know, graphics are fantastic, and character animations look really good. You know, the gunplay seems pretty decent as well. It seems to have a reasonable sort of mix of gameplay as well, because it's not just all like, you know, straight corridor shooting. You know, I think was it the second main level? That sort of third main level that I played through, that has like sort of 3 different ways to sort of hit the same objective. You know,
nice. Okay.
A few different options, so you can replay that level and do something different if you want. So that was quite cool. And then I just got to a mission out in Iraq where I've got to get to one of the Iraqi palaces. But before then, you've got a big open map where you've got to go and take out 3 Scud launchers, and you can do them in any order you want. So it's just mix it up. You've got your linear levels, ones with a better choice, more open ones. So it's at least got a good bit of variety to it. So I'm going to carry on playing it and see what it turns out. But you know, so far, seems good. I mean, the gunplay is solid in it, which you'd expect from Call of Duty, because they've been doing it for years. So yeah, that bit is always going to be pretty good. Yeah.
So I'm going to say this: I don't really stream any COD whatsoever on this channel. We did a bit of Warzone for a couple of community nights, but we haven't done that for a while. But this is going to be something that I'm streaming next month, because I actually think, one, it's landed on Game Pass. It means I don't have to fucking buy it, because there's no chance of me getting a free copy of this. But genuinely, I thought this looked really good. And I'm hoping it is. So we shall see. But at some point when we announce the schedule over the weekend for November, this will be in it. And then we will probably do a online thing as well. Julian, who's been on the show, Julian Humdinger, all the way over in Texas, me and him are going to try and sort out a day where we actually play online together, where he's in Texas and that, and we're going to do a stream like in that. So fingers crossed we'll get that sorted. So we'll kind of get both bites of the cherry. Jinxx, COD fan, not COD fan?
There are a few franchises I care less about than COD. I'll be honest with you. It's not for me. And that's not because of the gameplay. Like, I'm all for an FPS. There are many FPSs I absolutely love. Gears of War, obviously, is like one of my favorite games ever. For me, without trying to be too much of an absolute buzzkill, I find gaming as like a release and an escape from the real world. And the COD games for me are just a little bit too close to the shit that really happens in the world. Like, I want to go on a video game and I will shoot up, monsters and aliens and, humanoid, whatever. As soon as it's human v human, especially when it's based on things that have really happened. I don't know. I think I'm too much of a little bitch and I get too emotional about it. And they're just not for me, the COD games. I like zombies though. When they did zombies, I played that on the Xbox.
So there is a brand new zombies mode in this, which we'll probably talk about.
I feel like the multiplayer side I'd be in for. But the campaign, I don't know. And I hate humans. I really am not a fan of the human race, but it's just a bit too much. So I see.
Fair enough. That's fair.
I think some hope. If you're a fan of it, it looks like they've done really well doing the same thing for the 80th time. Clearly,
well, this is the thing. I've not really given a shit about COD at all. This is why I've chosen not to stream it ever. But this one seems to have struck a chord with me, and I thought, well, let's give it a go.
When you said 90s, I was like, I love the 90s. And I was like, oh yeah, that was a shit bit. Actually, I don't really want to replay that bit. That's all right. So, no.
All right. Well, let's see what people are saying in chat with scores. This is our penultimate game of the night. Let's see what scores we've got. We have got Danker coming in with an 8.5, Gozzo coming with an 8.5, Will with an 8.5, Ems with an 8, Ryan with a 9, Dave Johnson with a 7.5. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'll try an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8. Okay. Jinxx?
I don't know, man. Of things I want to relive from the 90s, that's just not top of my list. The like a 7.5 because people bum it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Dan Game Tank says 8.5. Flame says 8. One-handed gamer says 9, and the reason why is because of zombies. But technically, we're not talking about that mode yet. We are talking about the campaign. Just to clarify, we will review all the multiplayer stuff next week. 8.5. Mason wants the number Mason. But one-handed gamer is enjoying the zombies, so that's fair. That's fair. It's okay, mate. We can go for that if you want to give it a 9 out of 10. Don't worry. My bad. Don't worry. You don't have to apologise. It's all good. Imagine expecting Spice World and Toy Story 1 and getting the Iraq War. I know.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Of all the things from the 90s.
I know. Yeah, but as much as some people would like to, I don't really want to gun the Spice Girls down.
But imagine if you brought out another Toy Story game. Toy Story on the Mega Drive was fucking awesome.
They probably will bring another thing because aren't we getting Toy Story 5?
Bringing back from the 90s.
Yeah,
those games they did on the Mega Drive because they were sick.
Gozzo said it was the 36-year anniversary of the Mega Drive as well earlier. I saw that.
Yeah,
as well.
I saw that comment.
Yeah, so there you go.
I feel a bit sick, but also happy birthday, Mega Drive.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mega Drive. You make me feel old as shit. Anyway,
what did it get?
What did it get? Good question. So, last chance, folks. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the campaign only we're talking about for now. Came out last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and you can play it on Game Pass as well. And apparently, Mag, you are old as shit, says Jesse. And then Amanda says you are not old as shit. So apparently, I'm in between a shit. So there you go. There you go. I'm in between a shit. I've had worse situations. I can tell you that this...
Not with me.
Not with you. What the fuck does that even mean?
What the fuck does that even mean? I've been in worse situations than between a shit.
I know, but... And you went, not with me.
I like, right, because we do a lot of stuff together.
We do a lot of stuff together. I know. But it's never been unpleasant. We've always enjoyed working with each other. So
yeah,
working with each other, working together, that sounded wrong.
It's getting long. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, she's on her pain meds. I can't.
Yeah, I'm flying.
Fine. So there you go. So we wanted a Call of Duty that didn't get a 7 out of 10. We've been getting like 7 out of 10s and 6.5s recently on this show, and this finally did it, folks, because this got 8.5.
Nice.
So in the 4 years that we've done this show, this is the highest rated campaign for a Call of Duty game since we started this show. So beating Cold War, Christ, I can't even remember the last two Modern Warfares. And even what was the one before Cold War? That was Vanguard. We reviewed that. Yeah, all of them shit compared to this, apparently. So because they are all averaging 7s and 6s. Presenting the timeless cosplay agency. Oh, I'm not starting up another company. Thank Jesus. This has been really good. We have really enjoyed the zombies. There you go. It's the longest campaign ever. It's like playing a history lesson. So there you go.
Yeah,
so,
I was wondering, like, because the gaming demographic is always between mid-20s and mid-30s for bigger buyers, and I wonder if it's got something to do with like the nostalgia aspect. People remember that war, remember the impact. Maybe they want to go.
I honestly think that's a thing. I think it could be a thing. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. Well done for getting that right there. And talking of nostalgia, that brings us right. It's like we planned this, isn't it? Went straight into our last game. Now, I got to play this at EGX on Friday, and this is the day it came out, which is really good. And I got that really cool key ring, which I showed off on stream. For playing the game, we got that, which you spin it round, becomes Shadow.
No freaking way.
Very nice.
They gave me that for playing the demo. I got to play
Woodfang Shadow.
I know. So this is technically 2 games altogether. Not only is it a remaster and remake of Sonic Generations, but you get a whole brand new game called Shadow, which apparently follows on from the last Shadow game and completes his story arc.
Wait, which last Shadow game?
The 2013 one, I think, if I got that right.
freaking way.
Yeah. So there you go. But let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Shadow of the Hedgehog. Whoa. I need another minute. The Shadow of the Hedgehog game.
Yes.
Like the standalone Shadow of the Hedgehog game. This follows on from that.
Yes.
Wake up, bro. We got to pay attention to this.
There you go. Watch this trailer. Come on, Odin. Pay attention. There you go. So I got to play 2 of the levels on the weekend at EGX of the Shadow part game. I didn't actually bother to play the Sonic one. I could have, but I was like, I'll play 2 of the levels. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I can confirm that I had a discounted copy sent to me over the weekend.
So, very nice.
So I will be streaming this. I didn't get a free copy. I had to pay for it, but it got heavily discounted. But saying that, this is only 40 quid, and you're technically getting 2 games for it. So Dave, tell us a little bit more, because it's not just the 3D stuff, is it? There's other bits as well from the original game as well.
Oh yeah, from the original was it Sonic Generations, which they've remastered in this one. Yeah, it's got like 3D and 2D sections to it. It looks pretty good what they've done for the remaster there. But I think probably a lot of people are going to be quite interested in Shadow's new adventure, because you say it's following on from that older game.
Yeah.
He's got to fight the Black Doom again, trying to save the world, and he's got various new powers he gets to use. And from what I've read, because I haven't played the original generations before, I think it's considered one of the much better sort of 3D Sonics, because they've always been a bit hit and miss over the years.
Yeah,
probably more misses than hits, but this one is considered pretty good. And apparently the new Shadow levels are meant to be very, very good. So I think for any major Sonic fans, Shadow fans, this is sounds like it's definitely worth your time. And at £40, that's not bad, really.
Yeah. There you go. Or Jack says you could pay 250 quid if you want to pay for the collector's edition with your statues and keyring.
I've been looking hard at.
Yeah. There you go. I'm not giving up my keyring for love or money. I earned that for playing the game, so I'm keeping that. As I say, all I played was the Shadow parts, but it's great. But I realised that with the Sonic bits, it goes from the 2D Sonic that you know and love to that as well. But yeah, I will be streaming this next month in November, so I will be doing a stream of this, and I'm going to dedicate half of it to Sonic Generations and then half of it to Shadow as well. So that's the plan. So you'll get best of both worlds. I'll play both games on stream so you can see what it's like. But I think it's a bargain for 40 quid. I'm not going to lie. Jinxx, you're clearly excited about this.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a big Sonic fan. I am obsessed and have been since I was a little girl. Like some of the comments, early 90s, it was the first game that I played that I got into and I loved. Hey, no, child, sorry. Odin's woken up because I've raised him well. He's obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. He absolutely adores it and wakes me up to watch the Sonic X cartoons in bed. He's dope. And Sonic Adventure 2 has always been my favorite Sonic game. And Generations and this really stuck to that sort of gameplay, which I love, because absolutely a lot of the open world, I'm so sorry, he's woken up and he's about to smash a light bulb, so I might just be a second.
He's trying to
Yeah, no, I wish he was trying to escape. He's trying to cause destruction. Yeah, a lot of the open world Sonics I didn't play, didn't like. I didn't even really like Heroes. Like, I've tapped out on Sonic games for a long time now. But this looks sick. I am so in 100% for this. I'm ready.
Yeah, I never got round to playing Frontiers. Ironically, I played that at EGX 2 years ago, and then never bothered to get a copy of it, or 3 years ago, whenever it was at EGX. And I was like, "Oh, this seems quite good." And I seem to remember that getting a fairly decent score, but not a massively high score, like a 7 out of 10 or something. Don't know, because it probably won't fucking exist anymore. But there you go. Odin and Mag have something in common. Odin is dope, but Mag is a dope. Thank you, Dave.
Odin is also a dope.
There you go. But yeah. Let's see how this one fared. Danker is coming in with an 8. Manic says 9. Jinxx the Fox out of 10.
Nice.
M says 8.5. Amanda says 9. Gozzo says 8. Chaotic Neutral says 8. Flame says 7.5. Jack, get your scores in. Jack says a 20. Just got I am's advert. I blame Odin. Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Jinxx. As you're a big Sonic fan, I'll let you go first. What's your
I mean, I can't say 10 because it's not Gears of War, but I'm going to give it a solid 9. Oh,
solid 9? Okay.
Yeah, sick.
Go for it. And Dave?
I'll give it an 8.
Go for an 8 out of 10. Last chance, folks. This is Sonic and Shadows Generations, which came out last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and Switch. And I can tell you that this is another one, and Dave Johnson's coming with an 8.5, that I don't agree with the score.
Mother, I've got none right.
Because this got a 7 out of 10 on average.
Fuming.
Fury says 7.5. Ryan just coming with a 7. I'll let the mods decide whether he gets a shout out for that, because that was just after I announced it. Get out of town, yeah. Manic's put 7. Yeah, no, definitely too late there, Manic. Look at Odin on the camera. It's brilliant. He's like, I want to be on camera. There you go. See, Odin's demanding a shout out. He's like, I'm not getting out of the camera until you give my human a shout out. So there you are. I think the biggest gripe has been they love the new game.
Mm-hmm.
And the original game is good because it bounces between 2D and the 3D.
Yeah.
Well, instead, it still feels that it's a little bit disjointed in the fact that you've got one game that feels more modern than the other. And it still feels that the problems that you had on the original game that kind of slowed it up are still there in respects. And I think that's why it's not as good as but we'll see. I'll play it and I'll let people know. But the stuff that I played with the Shadow stuff was great. And it felt really fast paced and great fun and better than what I played with Sonic Frontiers, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I was nearly tempted back by Frontiers.
Yeah. Apparently it's good. People that I know have played it said it's good. I've just never got round to playing it. But it feels more like a platformer because you are running around and doing stuff. And then it does a bit of speedy bits and then it's more platform. So this feels like it's relentless, like you're constantly moving, which is what a Sonic game should be. So there you go. Those are all our games for this week. I'm going to round up a couple of news stories because we're getting close to the end of the show. Just some weird and wonderful stuff that's also been going on. So World of Warcraft put out an item which is online only, which you can buy for $90.
Couldn't believe it.
And it is a mount.
Office today. Could not believe it.
And it's called the Gilded Banatasaur. I think I've got that right. And it's basically just like a skin that goes on for a mount that you climb on, basically to celebrate the 20th anniversary. So it's all got shiny gems on it. But you pay 90 quid for the privilege. And you can get it until the 6th of January 2025.
Yeah, limited. That's how they get it.
Apparently, it's the equivalent, the same price as the new World of Warcraft expansion that we talked about on this show a couple of weeks ago. So it costs about the same, right? But it's been an overwhelming success. Yeah. And loads of people have bought it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a rare entity, apparently. But it's not such a rare entity because we did find a screenshot. I haven't got it. But there was a screenshot where there was just a whole room full of people on that mount walking around, and it was quite hilarious.
So mad.
So there you go. So if you want to spend 90 quid on World of Warcraft to celebrate 20th anniversary, You've got until Jan the 6th to get that. I also want to say a big shout out to Ryan, who's just donated £19.69.
Nice.
So we are now at £469.69 out of 500, which is amazing. I'm going to have to change that total so it says 500 ready for tomorrow. Ryan, thank you so much. Big shout out for him. So there you go. And also, for you Fortnite fans, this I thought was quite interesting. It's about 24 days left of the US presidential election, whether Kamala Harris is going to get it or Cheeto-face Trump. And Kamala Harris has found a way to try and get Fortnite players to potentially vote for her because they have made a custom Fortnite map for Kamala Harris. Her team of people have been tapping into gamers and they have made a map called Freedom Town. And if anyone who plays Fortnite, this is not a joke. Here is the code for it, whether you want to just try it out or you actually don't want to talk about Trump or whatever. I don't normally do political stuff, but there is the actual code. So there you go. And apparently some other people have also done other mods and things. And there's one where you can actually do go into the world or the map of Fortnite, and then there's like the meme of Trump going, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats with a techno soundtrack as you play and shoot people in the head.
I want to play as Kamala. I think if she's going to have the audacity to invade our private, happy space away from the real world, I want to play as her.
Yeah, it's nuts. Now, we're not talking politics. I'm not going to go on about who you're voting for, but it's interesting to see that they are trying to tap into gamers to get them.
But what do gamers want more than anything? To be left the fuck alone. So what the hell are you doing? Stay out of our games.
There you go. If anyone does play it, let me know. What a big Trump. I wonder what that smell was. I heard he was too busy working in McDonald's. Anyway, moving on. So that's the news roundups that you got. And finally, we had quite a lot of games out this week, so I'm going to quickly rattle through these. The trailers for all these will be in the Discord. The link is just there. Just there. These are games we couldn't fit in tonight's show. Out last Tuesday, we had Wilmot Works It Out on PC, which got an 8 out of 10. We had last Wednesday, the Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 remake, which was out on PC, Switch, PS4 and 5. That got a 7 out of 10. On Thursday, we had Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, out on PS4, 5, Switch and PC. That got an 8 out of 10. We had a brand new Smurfs game, which came out last Thursday, called The Smurfs Dreams on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch and PC. That got a 7.5 out of 10. We had Card and Sid on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC and Switch, which got a 7 out of 10. And people that are a big fan of the Yeast, and that's spelt YS. I know that's the proper way to say it, because the last time we did Yeast Nox, I had no idea how to pronounce it. But Yeast 10 Nordics also came out on Friday for PS4, 5, Switch and PC, and that got an 8 out of 10. All the trailers for those games I just mentioned will be in the Discord if you want to check them out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends our show. So,
well done.
There you go. Well done, everyone. We got through it. We got through it. Sorry for the lack of Halloween costumes. It is, well, not really my fault. Let's just blame Amazon. So fuck them as well. That's my Amazon sponsorship gone, and probably my Twitch account just shut down. But there you go. But obviously, big shout out to everyone in chat, as always, for watching the show and being fantastic. And every single one of you, Ryan, Amanda, iQuail, Chaotic Neutral, for all the money. We smashed the target tonight for being absolutely amazing. Don't forget, we're going to try and hit £500 tomorrow night. We'll be playing The Quarry, which will be my last Hello Scream stream of the season. There'll be no more horror, maybe, until next year. Actually, I lied, because I'm going to play Alan Wake 2, aren't I? Bollocks. Thank you to all of you in chat and everyone did that. Thank you to the mods, Dan, Jesse for modding. Thank you to Dave Johnson, because basically he said there for being the best, and that's what we will go with. So shout out to Dave being best. Thank you to my co-host that knows the most, as always. Great to have him back after not being here last week. Thank you to Dave.
Always a pleasure, mate.
And the wonderful, the one, the only, Sammy Jinxx and Odin.
Woohoo! Thank you for having us. It's been super fun. As always, we've had the best time. So yeah, hopefully.
There you go. There's the links again. Go follow Jinxx on her Instagram. And if you are interested in Game Academy and looking to see how they can help you, whether you're a game dev, you're a streamer, or you want to get in the industry and look at job opportunities, go have a look at that website there. It will be amazing. Well, it is amazing because I've been on the Discord. So there you go. And you can join the Discord as well. Thank you to each and one of you. We're going to go do a raid. So let's see who we can raid out to. And this has been a good show. I enjoyed this. So yeah.
Fun. Thank you.
We will do this again, no doubt. We are back next week with Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. We will be talking about the new Life is Strange game, as well as the brand new Dragon Age game. Because Life is Strange came out today, and I think Dragon Age is out on Thursday, if my memory serves me correct. So we'll be having all that and much, much more. And our guest next week, as I quickly look at this, will be a gentleman who's in chat who I've met at a couple of... Oh, Redacted might be in there as well. Yes, Fiore. Strong chance that we'll talk about Redacted. Because actually the reviews dropped for that today. Is the one and only, he's just sent me the love there, the Mr. One-Handed Gamer is going to be on this show. A lovely gentleman who I met at Insomnia earlier this year and saw again at Format just over a month ago. So there you go. Let's see. God, there's a lot of people on tonight. It's one of those again, isn't it? There's tons of people. Who can we raid? Is there anyone that we... Do you know what? I'll let Jinxx pick. We've got 3 people we can pick from that are in the top tier of streamers. We've got the wonderful Ed Schrott's. We've got Muso Lisa. And we've got Fungusi.
What are they playing?
Ed is just watching some random 70s mad shit.
Okay.
Muso is playing Phasmophobia, and which comes out on consoles as well, actually, this week. And Fungusi is playing Fortnite.
I reckon because it's Halloween, the second one.
Let's go for Muso. Let's go Muso. I thought she was going to be playing Sea of Thieves because she's a massive Sea of Thieves fan, but let's do that. So we're going to go raid Muso Licia.
Yes, please.
There we go. And hopefully that raid will start. And that is working. Nice. And that all that leaves me to say, folks, is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. I shall see you again tomorrow night for our last Halloween stream, which is going to be The Quarry, as voted by you. Mag has never once said Muso's name right. No, I still fuck it up immensely. We've had her as a guest on the show, and I still fucked it up. So, Muso, we're going to go raid Muso. That's the easiest way to do it. So we'll do that thing where we just wave at the camera and until I press the button. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Good night.